Alright, and welcome back for our test match we're going to keep. I apologize if you can hear the steam in the background. I actually have been sitting here for about a minute and a half waiting for the steam to go off, but, yeah. Ooh, Tranquil Thicket. So, first we're going to start off with, I think, a Delver. Well, no, I guess against the green deck I just want to start off with Fairy Miscreant. The reason why is if I don't daze anything, I want to be able to go Ninja the Deep Hours. We also drew another one, so that should be interesting. I've actually seen Frodo Baggins' name around before in the league results. I wonder what he's playing here. With Tranquil Thicket and Forest. That's a Glistener Elf. Looks like he's playing Infect. That's interesting. Okay, well, we drew Spire Golem. So, the question now becomes, do I believe my opponent can actually win the game next turn? I don't think so unless they have the literal absolute nuts. And I have a daze, so I'm just going to get Ninja down there as quickly as possible. We also have a Vapor Snag, which is good, so what I really want to do is hit my third land drop next turn. If I can. I was trying to return a land for days, that was pretty funny. So, let's see what we draw. Yep. Another Fairy Miscreant. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good now with the other ninja and whatnot, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so my opponent used Vines of Vastwood and make his dude a 5/5. That's fair. And what is this? A Groundswell. Well, that I'm actually going to counter. That I will actually daze. Let's see if he's playing Simian Spirit Guide in his deck. I suppose if he has triple mutagenic growth, I die. Which, you just accept. Okay, there's one. That looks like he's just going to do 7 to me for now. Alright, well, that's fair enough. So that means pretty much any hit, I'm probably dead at this point. So let's go ahead and attack. I don't think blocking is going to be a very fruitful way of winning the game here. I think attacking and drawing some cards is going to be. Yep. Drew a Snap. Now Snap is great because now I get to snap and play 2 Fairy Miscreants or 2 Delvers if I so choose. I could also just play Delver and leave up Vapor Snag as well. But I think here getting down to Delver is probably better. I could also just play Fairy Miscreants and draw cards. I think that's actually probably what I want to do. Because if I don't flip Delver next turn, I am behind a card and I am pretty much dead to almost anything. So the problem here now becomes which I would not have flipped Delver the next turn. If I could guarantee that I was going to flip Delver next turn, Delver was definitely the right call. For sure. Alright, so he has a Glistener Elf in his hand, so we know that. So this Vapor Snag is going to be pretty important. And we drew a Daze, but Daze is kind of dead at this point. You can't really do much with Daze. So I think here we just attack with Ninja. I think I want to leave these 2 Fairy Miscreants back to block. Now the problem is these Ichor Claw mirrors get bigger as you block them. But I can afford... Actually, I think... Well, the problem here is if I don't draw a land, I can't... Well, I guess this way if I do draw a land, I can replay the Fairy Miscreant. He's not going to double block the Ninja, I don't think, considering that... Oh, he is going to double block the Ninja. No, he's going to single block the Ninja. Okay. That's fair. Go ahead and return this. Get in for... I'm actually very surprised that he would block there. I guess the fact of the matter is... No, actually, I don't really know why you'd block there. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But... is what it is. Spellstar Sprite. Okay, so here, just gotta say go. And leave up Vapor Snag because I am dead to any pump spell on this Ichor Claw Mirror. The Cisbear? Oh, Rotwolf. Okay. So now I actually get to counter this Glistener Elf and bounce back his Rotwolf. So that turn pretty much was just the literal perfect that it could be. I am going to take one here from this Ichor-Clawmere. I don't think there's any reason not to. I can just go to 8. Now, again, any pump spell off the top wins, so I do have to be careful. I guess not any... Well, any pump spell that gets through. I mean, if I block, you know, Rancor, of course, could win, but... I'm going to go ahead and Vapor Snag this. This also allows me to draw 2 cards, which is very good. So we're going to go ahead and get in for 4. I want to leave back as many blockers as I can. Draw a couple cards. This is the power of Ninja, by the way. When he gets going. This is the power of Ninja. Counterspell. Okay, Counterspell is pretty good. So we'll go ahead and we'll play the Fairy Miscreant as another blocker, and we get to draw a card. And now, ooh, okay, Vapor Snag was extremely powerful there. definitely drawing very well. I kind of want to keep the lands in my hand, but I think we'll draw more lands. So, I think we can do that. Llanowar Augur is, I think, more than fine. +2/+2 and trample, but you can only do it in the upkeep. That is fine. And now here my opponent's going to play Rotwolf. Might attack first, which I will go to 9 poison. At the end of turn... Yeah, I'm going to go to 9 poison. If he does not cast Rotwolf, I'm going to bounce back the Ichor-Clawmere. I do not care if he blocks the Ninja and I only get in for 1 and draw a card. That doesn't really bother me. I'll go to 9. See if he plays the Rotwolf. He should. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't. Yep, there it is. They go ahead and counter it. Let's see what I draw. Another Spellstroke Sprite. Alright. Well, we'll go ahead and get in with everything. Put my opponent dead next turn. 1, 2, 3, 6. Almost dead with the Vapor Snag if this was not blocked. But it was. Or if I had another Ninja. No, never mind, because he's blocking. So we're going to draw a card, put my opponent to 4, and they are dead next turn. Drew another Ninja. So I'm going to bounce this back in his upkeep before he draws a card, I think. I want to see if he... Oh, he does not use the Llanowar Augur. But I have a Vapor Snag and a Counterspell. 2 Counterspells, actually, so it doesn't really matter what happens here. I just win the game anyway. Yep. Just going to go ahead and Vapor Snag that. I also had a blocker just in case. And my opponent should see the writing on the wall. Looks like they're seeing if I F6'd, I guess? Or just going through the motions. Just go ahead and Counterspell. Might as well not rub it in that I drew another Spellstroke Sprite. Alright, no Spire Golem. Let's go ahead and attack. We even get to return the Spellstroke Sprite with the Ninja and get in for lethal. My opponent does not actually die here, but since I have the Ninja, they do, so there is no reason for them to actually scoop, as I did not notice. I'm going to return the Spellstroke Sprite here because I think it's just better. And now this was a pretty typical draw from Delver. I know you're probably saying, how is this typical? Looks like you just drew really, really well. Well, yes, I did. I mean, I did draw both Dazes and had them in spots where I could use them and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is this. This deck plays mostly 4-ofs, if you notice. So it's actually very, very consistent. So we want to make the game a bit slower here, so I'm going to bring in Curse of Chains and Serrated Arrows. I don't like Daze on the draw. This is a pretty fast matchup. Stormbound Geist doesn't actually do anything. Daze, I guess Daze is okay. Dispel. Annul counters Seal of Strength, but he's playing Lanor Augur, so he's probably not playing Seal of Strength. It does counter Rancor and Ichor Claw Mirror, so that might be something worth thinking about. Gonna take out this Mutagenic Growth and this Bone Splitter. We don't care how long the game goes, so that's not really a big deal. As far as cards I want to bring in, I think I can take out a Spire Golem since it's kind of slow. And I could probably take out a Ninja since it's not great. You kind of want the Fairy Miscreants and the Spell Source Spreads because that's the way that you're actually going. Because not only is this a counter spell, but this is also the way you're going to get in damage. Delver is not great in this matchup. So I think I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm actually just going to take a couple of those out. I know that might be stupid, but take a couple of them out. I'm going to bring in Dispel over Annul for now, even though Annul, there's a good chance that it's better here. This hand is not good, because I have two creatures that don't actually do anything, and yeah, I have a bunch of cantrips, but now I have to spend a bunch of these cantrips into getting lands, while my opponent gets to resolve spells. So it's just not a good mix. This, however, is very good. Don't think I need that land straight away. Could probably just draw into more lands. Starting off with the Glistener Elf kind of sucks. Another Spire Golem, okay. Kind of wish I kept the third land now. Didn't think I would draw two of my three. Probably gonna block here. I would say 9 out of 10 gonna block here. Yeah, probably gonna block if my opponent does not have a second land. If my opponent has a Mutagenic Growth, I am fine with them using it. I don't necessarily need Delver to win. So let's go ahead and block. Was never even thinking about it, to be honest. I'm assuming they have a Mutagenic Growth. They would not block otherwise. Yep, here it comes. Oh, another Mutagenic Growth? Another one, okay. So I'm taking 6. You have 2 more? No. That would actually really suck. Alright. And curse you. See if they brought in, what is the name of that card? Nature's Claim? Or Gleeful Sabotage, or I'm not sure what else. Scottish Archer. Okay. Well, that does suck. That makes things a little bit difficult with Fairy Miscreant and whatnot. Alright, just gonna play out the Spire Golems for now. And we're gonna pass. And, unlike Modern, or even, well, really Modern, not so much Legacy, but unlike Modern, I'm not damaging myself with my own fetch lands. They don't have Become Immense and Might of Old Kroza, so regular damage is not really realistic here. There's a Lanor Augur. Okay. No other infect creature. That makes me happy. You can attack. Come on. Just do it. Oh. I'm gonna block. I'm gonna block. I have no reason not to block. Come on. Please. One time. Dang it. Alright. Counter spell, huh? Well, I was gonna play Spire Golem, but I guess now I can just ponder. Since I do the counter spell. Island, ponder, ponder. Alright, well, in that case, I think what I do here is I go 1, 2, 3. I click no. I ponder again. Okay, so we'll draw this ponder. And then we'll gush. Maybe I should shuffle there. I wanted the ponder. No, I guess I kind of want the other 2 lands as well. Go ahead and gush. play out the other land, keep up Counterspell, and pass the turn. And then next turn, depending on what happens, we can cast the Spire Golem. I think I'm just going to hold back for this one turn just in case. I'm not really sure in case of what, but for some reason I feel like playing safe is better. Ooh, another Scattershot Archer. I'm going to let that one go through. I am. I'm going to let that one go through. It's a little bit of a problem. It turns off basically 8 of my cards if I cannot deal with these, but since I have 2 Spire Golems, I think it should be fine. Alright, there's Serrated Arrow, so that's going to help a lot. Let's go ahead and ponder first. Fairy Miscreant, Island, and Preordain. Well, I'm going to keep the Preordain and the Fairy Miscreant. Play this land and get in for 2. I want to leave up Counterspell just in case. And then I could always play Serrated Arrows next turn, or I could go Spire Golem leaving up Counterspell. It'll be interesting, we'll see. Yeah, so that I'm definitely going to counter. Leaving Rotwolf up is not fruitful. I think countering Rotwolf is probably the best thing I could do. So, my opponent just hit their 3rd land drop and resolved a Rotwolf, so it'll be interesting to see what my opponent has. Alright. Gonna go ahead and attack for 2. My opponent left up the Scattershot Archer in case I play like Fairy Miscreants and whatnot, so. Not going to use Serrated Arrows straight away. Opponent quickly went to attack phase there. Wonder if they misclicked. Guess we'll find out. The thing is, if my opponent plays another Rotwolf, I want to be able to kill it. If the creature says Infect on it, it should not be able to be dealt with. Target creature can't... Okay. I don't really know what my opponent's doing anymore. They forgot to kick it. Yeah, I think they realized they I don't know what's going on. Whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and preordain first. Since this is going to cost 1 anyway, it doesn't actually make a difference. You're going to bottom top. Do this. Play this. And then attack for a bunch. You know, considering the fact that my opponent was bringing in Scattershot Archer, it might have been better to actually leave in all 4 Spire Golems and just play the control matchup that way. I'm not really set up to beat this match. I'm not really, like, geared set up to beat it. I'm just going to let that go through because I can just Serrated Arrows. If my opponent gives it Hexproof or something, I can just kill it again on my turn. One card I was thinking about to put in the sideboard of this deck was Gutshot alongside Serrated Arrows. Not exactly sure if that would be a good idea or not, but definitely something to consider. I mean, Gutshot, the fact that it's instant speed against the mirror could mess up some things. Alright. Let's go ahead and attack for 4. Yeah, I think this game's pretty much over. I don't think my opponent can win anymore. I'm going to go ahead and Gush, because why not? There really is no reason not to. Okay, could just draw all the Spire Golems. I'm not going to lie, I did get pretty lucky in these 2 games, but, you know, luck is a part of the game. But yeah, so Serrated Arrows is a very good card, obviously, against token strategies, against the mirror, against goblins, elves, a lot of things. Serrated Arrows is actually a very, very good card. The fact of the matter is, though, that Gutshot is a instant, which makes it very, very good against things like Spellstorm Sprite and other things of that sort. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 6. Try to win the game. Fog. Alright, I'm going to counterspell that. Kind of want this game to be over with already. You have another Fog opponent? Yeah, that'd actually be quite annoying. And Spire Blue wins the game. Sweet! Alright, so that was the first test match. You pretty much saw picture perfect why Delver is so powerful. You saw, in the first game, you just saw that just the running away with the game, card after card after card, extra draw after extra draw, counterspell after counterspell. And then game 2, you just saw, the slow approach that Delver can take. I mean, it's a large reason why Kuldotha Boros is so good, because Kuldotha Boros can switch from aggro to control and back to aggro again in just a snap. I don't know if you can hear that. I hope you can hear that. And Delver can do the same exact thing, except with a ton of removal. It just has a ton of counterspells and a ton of cards that draw more cards to get you more counterspells. But, alright, so that was the first test match. I'll see you back for the second one. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.